Alright guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we're gonna go over how you can utilize GPTs for everyday tasks. GPTs are a huge, very powerful new feature that OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, just launched. With these GPTs, you can go ahead and interface with basically any API that accepts the type of schemas that it uses. You can go ahead and build custom applications. You can go ahead and build like an endless possibilities of things, and in this video we're gonna go over how you can use it and how it can be beneficial to you. So stay tuned and let's get right into the video. Alright guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and go into what GPTs actually are. So GPTs were recently announced by OpenAI, and basically what they are is custom little kind of OpenAI clones that you can make, but you can put in your own custom instructions. You can add custom APIs to go ahead and interface with outside resources and things like that. There have been some really awesome ones such as autocoder and stuff like that that do some very interesting things with this. In addition to this, there's an open GPT store where everyone can actually go through and post their GPTs and people can use each other's GPTs. There's actually featured GPTs and stuff like that. It's very cool. If you guys want to learn more about it, I'll link the announcement down in the description below. So the unique feature that GPTs has is that it can go ahead and interface with custom APIs. This is the main thing that really makes it very powerful, and it really makes it powerful for, integrating into your everyday tools, into your everyday tasks. GPTs can now go ahead and interface with things like Canva, with, all sorts of different tools out there, kind of expanding the use, right? Before you did have plugins which you could use, but those were not as versatile as being able to just use an API call in a custom GPT, right? Before, with the normal GPT models, before GPT, you could add custom instructions, but those custom instructions were kind of just a very small piece of what we can now do with GPTs, since now we can kind of upload custom knowledge bases so that GPT can actually go through and kind of look through PDFs or look through whatever you upload into its knowledge base, and it can go ahead and access outside resources such as, again, like Canva and stuff like that, where it can actually go ahead and generate stuff and outside resources based on what you prompted, making it really powerful for automating stuff and kind of using it as kind of a natural language RPA tool. Alright guys, now I'm going to show some of my coolest and kind of most awesome GPTs that I actually found that might help you in your everyday life. The first one is Smart Home and Automation Essential Tech Guide. This is pretty interesting, as you can basically ask it questions about smart home and automation gear, and it kind of tells you kind of what to buy, kind of compares prices and stuff like that, right? So for example, here I could say, help me find a smart thermostat that connects with Google Assistant, right? You can see here it's already giving me a lot of information. Well, not really already, now it's just kind of introducing itself, but you can see here now it's asking me some questions, so it can basically understand more about what it wants to recommend to me without just kind of randomly recommending things, which also kind of shows how good this GPT actually is, including kind of budget range, other connections with other smart home devices, things like that. You can see here kind of recommending some stuff like Nest thermostat, etc. It's going to go on for quite a long time as it's pretty detailed, but this can be very useful for you if you're building out a smart home setup and you kind of want to figure out what things relate to each other and how you can buy the right gear. The next thing right here is something that I use quite a bit actually. It's called Tutor Me by Khan Academy. Here we can kind of see it helps with like math, science, humanities. It's actually very good as it kind of asks you questions when you try to figure out things. So I could say here like help me learn about like say viscosity in chemistry. You actually see here how it kind of guides me through things, right? So kind of ask me like, can you think of like why honey flows slower than water? I can say like because of like internal friction, and they'll slowly kind of take you through kind of understanding how a topic works. I actually find this very useful. You can also ask it to help you solve homework questions and stuff like that, and instead of just giving you the answer, it'll actually go through and kind of ask you questions and help you solve it step by step. Next thing here is Canva. This is really cool as it kind of just helps you design stuff in Canva directly from this GPT prompt. So here I could say like I could just say design a YouTube thumbnail for a cooking video. Alright, so here's gonna ask me for actually some more information. So I'm making butter chicken, you guys already know. You can see here, right? It's actually going ahead and communicating with Canva through the API feature I was talking about before. You can see what it's actually doing right here. It's going ahead and designing something where I can then, after it's done, go ahead and kind of change this design up and edit it up in Canva itself. So you can see here, right? You can click on them and customize them further in Canva. You can see right here, it's making a little bit of a table, right? How to cook butter chicken at home, how to make delicious butter chicken, stuff like that. So I can go ahead and actually open one up, and then boom, I can actually go through, edit stuff myself. So this is honestly really cool, right? So I find this very awesome. I don't really use this that much. I mainly make my thumbnails by myself. And this could be pretty cool just to kind of get a baseline of kind of what you want, and then you can kind of slightly edit it around to match exactly what you need. Next thing here is kind of a pretty fun one called Murder Mystery Mayhem. So basically it's procedurally generated murder cases as a 1925 detective in the murder mystery, right? So you can start it, and the cool thing is every single game is different, right? Because basically what it's doing is it's kind of generating it as you go, right? So you can see here it's actually going and connecting to some data that it already has through this mount/data. So it's going ahead and doing what it needs to do here. It looks like it generated a bunch of characters. I should probably not look at that because it's probably actually telling you everything. So boom, right? Like the dining room, stuff like this. Okay, so I can say like maybe like who are the... Oh, never mind. It's not done. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. You guys can see, right? It's actually building kind of a scene here. I interrogate the guests, stuff like that. Right, very interesting. You can see here it's actually doing some sort of image grid. So, okay, yeah, see, this is pretty cool. Right? So you have all these different images, the detective, the socialite, the aristocrat. So it's very interesting and can be a lot of fun. So, you know, you guys should check these out if it seems cool to you. And yeah, I hope it does help you in your daily life. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an example of how I would use the Khan Academy GPT to go ahead and help us understand the topic of transformers and AI. So let's hop right in. So let's see right here, let's say, help me study transformers in the context of AI. Let's see here. Very interesting, right? So it's talking about how transformers let the model look at all the worlds at once and see how they relate to each other. And it's asking us a question, why do you think it's important for a computer to look at all the words at once when trying to understand language? So I could say something like, this is important because sometimes the first word will negate the sentence. So sometimes the word in the beginning might be like no or something, and it might like negate the whole entire sentence, or not, right? So if you don't take that into account, you're gonna get the wrong output, right? So you can see here it's talking about attention, it's talking about how you can highlight important words in a book, for example. So this is pretty interesting, right guys? So you can go ahead and use this for any topic, any school topic, any topic you want to learn about in terms of AI, anything like that, right? So I would suggest you guys hop in, try to use it, see if it could be useful. Alright guys, there are some privacy concerns with these GPTs which I went over in my last video. You know, people can go ahead and report GPTs publicly for any abuse and things like that, making it so that reviewers can actually go through and see what's going on with those specific GPTs. But, you know, all your chats are private to the actual owner of the GPT, so whoever created the GPT can't actually go through and see whatever you're chatting with it, which is good to know. But if it is accessing some sort of API and some outside resource, you know, it could be maybe something potentially going on there, so you want to make sure that whatever GPT you're using is trusted and you know that, you know, you're comfortable with using it. The next thing that we should talk about when we're going over using GPTs in daily life is making sure that the GPTs you use aren't actually violating any guidelines, because if that is happening, OpenAI can go ahead and review it and take it down from the platform, which again is a potential concern. Again, if you want to learn more about this type of privacy and security concerns, make sure to check out my last video where I go in detail about the privacy and security concerns of GPTs and OpenAI as a whole. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. In this video, we went ahead and covered some GPTs for daily tasks and what I thought would be cool and useful for you guys. We also covered a little bit of information about privacy. If you want to know more, check out my last video that I made about that. I would encourage you guys to go ahead, go onto the GPT store, check out some of these for yourself, play around with it, see how it can help you. And if you like some, maybe, link some in the comments or something like that for other people to try out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Join my Discord down in the description if you would like to chat with me or chat with other members in my community. I do believe we have over 200 members now, which is pretty crazy. So hop in, join the community. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.